Right, the last time I was talking to you, I was talking about the Illuminati and the control that the Illuminati have over the world, right? And for anybody that missed the video, and it's just been reintroduced now, the Illuminati are a secret society that have control of our banks, our governments, and our law systems right throughout the whole world. They're the guys that decide everything. They even have control over media. Okay, they decide what's advertised and what's not advertised. Okay, they even decide who's going to be #1 in the charts next week. You know, Beyonce or whatever it is. Okay, very, very powerful society. Anybody that tries to go against them ends up getting killed. Okay, i.e., he was a drug dealer, or he was selling crack on the streets, or he was a political enforcer. You know, Bin Laden, you know, Saddam Hussein, whatever. These people were just wiped out like that. They made us think that these were bad people and they were destroyed. Anyway, so that's what the Illuminati's are, okay? Believe it or not, when you have McDonald's, KFC and Burger King, you're feeding into these guys. And Coca-Cola, and not to mention Marlboro cigarettes and all the rest of it, and Budweiser and all, everything, the whole shebang. Big, big, big corporation, okay? So, a lot of us are onto them, okay, but there's a lot of things that we don't really understand. And one of the things that we don't understand, well, I do, but you don't, well, this is what I'm going to tell you, is that they're hiding a very, very big secret from us. Now, we've all heard of predictions of 2012, doomsday, the end of the world, tsunamis, earthquakes, all that, okay? The first sort of people to come up with this was the Mayans. They made the Mayan calendar, which stated that the world was going to end in 2012. Then we had Nostradamus, then we had Plato, we had them all, okay? Now let's face it, any YouTuber fan has seen it all, from start to finish, end of, world's over in 2012. But let me explain a little bit about the reasons why the world may come to an end in 2012, okay? There's a planet in our solar system called Planet X, right? But the real name for the planet is Planet Nibiru. Okay, and it comes from the ancient Anunnaki that came to Earth thousands of years ago, and the reason why it's called Nibiru, it means from heaven to earth, right? There's a lot of interpretations. From heaven to earth they came, from heaven to earth it will land, all this crap, right? But basically Nibiru means from heaven to earth, right? So what they're suggesting, nobody knows really, I don't even know, but my own interpretation of it is there's going to be a pretty big catastrophe in 2012. Okay, now the Planet X that I was telling you about, Planet Nibiru, it's a bodily system. It's a small system on its own. It has its own moons orbiting it. It's a big planet, it's racing through space, and it has like moons going around it, right? Okay. Now, it takes 3,600 years for this planet to make a full elliptical orbit through our solar system, or through our galaxy, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, 3,600 years ago, right, we had Moses parting the Red Sea with the gift of his hands, okay? But the reasoning behind Moses parting the Red Sea is really, really simple to explain, okay? Just at the point where Moses reached the Red Sea, a meteorite hit the earth, okay? It pulled the water out, as it does, okay? It just sucked the water right out from all the beaches, from all the coastal sort of areas that he was in, pulled it out, and he was like, what the fuck, this is good shit. Pulled all the water out. It gave him a 20-minute gap, a 20-minute time frame for him to fucking say, right lads, come on, let's walk through this shit. So off they marched. Now, it took them 20-ish minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to walk right across this. Once they got across, a wall of water came in, right? And it fucked up all the Romans and all them cunts that were chasing them, and all the Egyptians and all them bastards, right? So, it was wrote down in folklore, you know, the parting of the Red Sea, the sea opened up and it pulled away and they were able to walk across it. And next thing, a big wave of water came in and killed all the people that were chasing them. So it was put in the Bible. So happy days, right? So Moses, keep early, right? But basically and scientifically what happened at that point was it was a meteorite or something that had a devastational effect on the Earth's pull of the water. Because if you have a big basin of water and you throw a stone in, the first thing that happens is it plops up the way, right? But as the water pulls up, if my elbow is the east coast and this other elbow is the west coast, as it pulls up, look, my elbows are moving in. So what happens is the water pulls away from here and here to cause the friction here. And once it plops up in the air, it falls back again. And watch my elbows as they spread back out. There you have the east coast, the west coast getting bombarded with water. So it's an easy explanation. It's an easy explanation of how the water was pulled away. He was able to have a 20-minute time frame to walk through this shit with all these guys, and as soon as the heavies came, the water came back in again. So easy enough explained, okay? Now, the prediction for 2012 is that we're going to be having earthquakes, volcanoes and tsunamis. And the easy way to explain that is that this planet that I was telling you about, planet X, Nibiru, right, is on its 3,600 year elliptical term back around to us again. Now, it's not going to collide with us. Definitely not, right? But it's going to come so close to our planet. Now, remember, okay, if I haven't told you, I'm going to tell you now. This planet is 3 to 5 times, some scientists think it's 8 times bigger than Earth. Okay, so you're talking about a massive body. So if that's the Earth there, okay, that's Nibiru, even bigger. Okay, so it's going to pass us. So what's going to happen is it's going to tilt, and it's going to make Earth tilt that way, okay, towards it as it passes us, right? It's not going to hit us, but as it passes, it's going to make us tilting towards each other. It's called magnetics. It's like two magnets put them together. You've got magnet. And what it's going to cause is a polar shift, okay? So the Earth's going to tilt that way very quickly. So it's like having a bottle of water and you hold the bottle of water straight and then you suddenly tilt it. You'll see that there's still a straight line, but it's tilted that way and that way. So it's basically like having, which I'm going to show you here, a cup full of water that gets tilted that way, right? So we're going to have a big massive body of water from the North Pole trying to make its way around to the South Pole at the same time. So it's going to cause tsunamis, okay? It's going to cause landslides, land shifts, okay, where a lot of mass of land, with the weight of the water coming down on it, just pulls it into the water, and it's going to cause tsunamis, okay? It's going to cause earthquakes as well, right? And in hand, when the land breaks off these big massive, what do you call them, volcanoes, like you're going to have a volcano like that, and with the friction of it shaking, the spitting out all this crap, half of it is going to just break away and fall into the sea, and it's going to send a big tsunami towards whatever country is facing it. Now, that's not the biggest threat, okay? Nibiru, the planet, has a lot of debris behind it. Big massive rocks the size of Belfast, Dublin, London in some cases Chicago. Massive amounts of rock behind it. So what's going to happen is, as it's flying past Earth, okay, there's Earth, and there's it flying past us, it's got all this shit coming out the back. Earth's gravitational field is going to start pulling some of this fucking stuff in, okay? So we're going to have Earth pulling in rocks the size of towns, Antrim, you know, Belfast, fucking Middlesbrough, Liverpool, wherever. It's going to be pulling it in as it passes us. It's not going to crash in. It's only going to pass. But our gravitational field is going to start pulling this shit in. So we're going to be bombarded by meteorites. Okay? Now, if a meteorite lands on land, we're fucked, because it's about 150 times the size of Hiroshima. So a rock 2 or 3 miles in diameter that lands on land on Earth, it's a boom, 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 right? There's going to be loads of these fuckers coming in. All it takes is one of them to land in the water. That's already fucked up anyway, okay? If a big rock the size of a town or a small city hits the Atlantic, the Pacific, we're fucked. Because once it bounces in, it's just going to send a wave out the way. Both sides. Okay? So what you can expect from that is a lot of fire, a lot of water, okay? And I'm talking about waves. Most tsunamis are about 50 to 60 meters high. The biggest one recorded was a half a mile high, okay? I was off the Alaskan coast. I think it was 1990-ish, 2000-ish, anyway. It was a half a mile high, right? Now, considering that the Empire State Building or even any of the big buildings in Dubai now are nowhere near half a mile high, they're fuckers, big fuckers, but they're nowhere near half a mile high. Considering that, okay, could you imagine a wall, a massive wall of water 2 miles high? There's not a lot we can say about that. Can you swim? I hope you can. Right? And that's just the water. What about the fucking meteorites smashing in? So, I don't really hold that much hope for 2012. And let me tell you, Nibiru is not a myth. It's not a joke. It's not something I thought of or seen on YouTube or whatever. It's happening. The last time I passed, the very, very first time I passed, I wiped out the dinosaurs and I fucked whole Earth up, okay? It's been passing for millions of years since, right? But more recently, when I passed, okay, it caused Noah's Ark. I know all that, like Noah's to fucking get all the animals in the ship and swim off to safety, right? At the same time, it caused the sinking of Atlantis City and I wiped out the Mayans. Okay? It's exactly, to the date now, 3,000 years and 600, 3,000